The following matchup is presented and played with Hockey Blast Express, a product of Play Games LLC, copyright 2023, all rights reserved. Welcome back to the channel, everybody, as we get set for the final time frame matchup of this 1976-77 Montreal Canadiens Gauntlet Challenge project. Today's opponent is none other than the 1992-93 Winnipeg Jets. Old school action Jets, as you guys can tell. But before we get into today's time frame matchup, I do want to point out that right after this time frame matchup, while you guys are enjoying some good baseball coming up, the Hockey Blast Express Hour will be making its debut on my channel this October. So we are shooting for hopefully an October 8th premiere for the show. And what it is, it's going to have 3 episode concepts. During the first 3 weeks of the 2025-26 National Hockey League season, I will be showcasing all 3 of the episode concepts, one each, and for the first 3 weeks. And then going forward, we will go in that order from the time that I post the episodes in that order. So stay tuned to see what takes place as the Hockey Blast Express Hour will debut on my channel this coming October. With that being said, we'll get right into game 1 of this time frame matchup between the 76-77 Habs and the 92-93 Jets. Your starting netminders are going to be Rob hope I'm saying this right, Essensa for the Jets, and Ken Dryden will be in net for the Habs. With that being said, let's get ready to it. Our final time frame matchup of this project. For those of you that tuned in from the very beginning, thank you so much for tuning in to this time frame as well as all the other time frame matchups. But if you are just starting to watch some of my content here on my channel, I appreciate it. I appreciate you watching all of my content. That'll help me out to create more content for my channel, as well as what you are about to watch for today's time frame matchup. Without further delay, a fresh set of 60 minutes are on the clock. Let's get right into game 1. Will the clock operator please start the clock? We're going to begin game 1 of this final time frame matchup with a quality check between players 1 and anybody on the ice for the Jets. The player in question we're looking at is Shutt. For the Habs, the quality we're looking for is Star. Solani, Steen, and Housley all have Star. I do want to keep at least that power play circle star symbol out there. So it's between Steen and Housley. Dot, it will be Steen. And it will be Housley. So Housley is going to tie Steve Shutt for Star, as both guys dropping cards like crazy. As both Shutt and Housley will tie up in the time frame of Star, and we tie up the quality check attempt with Star, and we will move on to the next segment. Excuse me. Home scoring chance with a 62. Any visitor player with a circle prevents a power play goal. You bet we do. Numanen is going to stop the Montreal attempt on the power play, and that is going to be it for that segment, and we will move on to the next one. Quality check between players 5 and 1. That is that's Bouchard against Keith Tkachuk. The quality we're looking for is skill. It looks like Keith Tkachuk's going to win this one, as he does have skill. So he's going to be moving in on Ken Dryden to hopefully net a 4 or 5 with a dot to make the stop. And he will do so to keep this game all knotted up at 0 apiece. Another quality check. This time it'll be between players 4 and anybody in the ice for the Jets. The quality we're looking for is hit. The only player out there with hit for the Jets is going to be Dean Kennedy. We have multiple choices here. Oh, excuse me, it's player 4, Nyrop. So both Nyrop and Kennedy both have hit, and that's going to do it for the first period of Game 1 of this time frame of this final time frame matchup as we head to the second period with the score all zeros to go around. Oh, and it's a triple sixes, so therefore it's going to be injury to a visiting player. Let's see who is injured. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is the goalie. 5, that's Frederick Olafson, so he's going to be out for the remainder of this one. And the 92-93 Jets will play with a man down to 11 guys on the team, and we will move on to the next segment. We got ourselves a quality check between players 3 and 1, Reesboro and Darren Shannon. The quality we're looking for is power. It looks like both Reesboro and Shannon have power, so that will do it for this segment, and we will move on to the next one. We got ourselves a quality check between players 2 and anybody on the ice for the Jets. And with the quality we're looking for is skill. Ooh, pick your poison between Housley, Steen, and Solani. I think we're going to go with Solani here because we want to try to get somebody from that second pile out of the gutters here. So both players in 2 will, have skill, and we will move on to the next one. Penalty check between players 4 and 3. That's Lapointe and Steen. It looks like Steen's going to go to the box as Lapointe will skate on into Bob Essenza as Essenza, as he will be needing to make a 1 and only a 1 to stop the Montreal power play goal attempt by Montreal. He won't do so, and the Habs will score a power play goal courtesy of Guy Lapointe. 2 assists will be handed out on the play. Mahavlich and Savard. So Lapointe will get the first assist. The second assist will go to Mahavlich. Mahavlich will get the first assist. Savard will get the second assist, with Guy Lapointe scoring on the power play attempt by Montreal. And the Habs lead it 1-0. Penalty check. This time it'll be between anybody on the ice for the Habs against player 4. That's Phil Housley. Looks like we're going to tie things up here, so I think we're going to go right across from him with Bill Nyrop, as both guys have the same penalty rating of 0.5, and that will do it for this segment, and we will move on to the third period with a score of Montreal 1 and Winnipeg 0. We begin the third period with a quality check between players 1 and 4. That's Bob Gainey and Numanen. The quality we're looking for is smart. Both players have smart, and we will move on to the next segment here in this one. Home scoring chance of 42. It reads, any home player with a triangle creates a goal. Yes, we do. Lemaire or Lapointe are going to take this opportunity here. I think we're going to give it to Jacques Lemaire. So Jacques Lemaire will move in on Essenza, as he needs to make a 1 and only a 1 on the play save. And he will do so, just in case I clicked the button again. So he did make the save, and we will move on to the next segment here in this one. Equality check between both players in 1. That's Wilson and Chris King. The quality we're looking for is skill. It looks like Wilson is going to win this one, as he does have skill, So he's going to be moving in on Bob Essenza as he needs to roll a 1 and only a 1. He won't, and it's 2-0 Habs, courtesy of Maury Wilson. 2 assists will be handed out on the play. Lapointe and Reesborough. King will lose the quality check attempt to Maury Wilson. Wilson will score the goal from Lapointe and Doug Reesborough. And we will stay put here in this segment with a quality check between anybody on the ice for the Habs against player number 5. That's Dean Kennedy. The quality we're looking for is power. Ooh, pick your poison between anybody on the ice. So I think you do want to get a guy with almost every quality off the ice. So we're going to go with Steve Shutt, as both Shutt and Kennedy both have power. Yes, a power. And we will move on to the next segment here in this one. Penalty check between players 3 and 1. That's Mahavlich and Keith Tkachuk. Oh, Keith Tkachuk's going to go to the box as Pete Mahavlich will move in on Bob Essenza as he will need to make a 1 and only a 1 to make the stop. And he does so. Stop the clock. Oh man, this time frame is going to be interesting. I'm going to say it right now. This time frame is really going to get interesting as it is the final time frame of this project between these two Canadian squads with the Jets and the Habs. But here in this one, the Habs will win the final game 1 of this project, winning it by a final score of 2-0 behind Ken Dryden posting a shutout. But with that being said, thank you so much for tuning in to game 1 of this final time frame matchup between the Habs and the Jets. If you like what you saw, a like is very much appreciated. A comment, also posting as well a question or a comment down below, or if you want to in the comment section. But please, I ask, no derogatory language, and please stay on topic. With that being said, if you are tuning into this game on the single game playlist, stay tuned right after the conclusion of this of game 1's video is done. Stay tuned later on in just a few short minutes here that game 2 of this time frame will be up for you to watch. But if you are tuning into this game on the full time frame playlist, do not go anywhere because game 2 will be coming up right after we take a look at the game summary presented by your favorite Biddy Beer products. If you choose to drink Biddy Beer, please remember to drink responsibly. As always, it has big taste at a Biddy price. It's Biddy Beer. Thank you so much for tuning in to game 1 of this time frame matchup. Once again, your final score. The 76-77 Habs take a 1-0 time frame advantage in this final time frame matchup as they win it by a final of 2-0, as Ken Dryden posts another shutout. Welcome back, everybody, as we get set for game 2 of this time frame matchup between the 1976-77 Montreal Canadiens and the 1992-93 Winnipeg Jets. As you guys can see, the Habs currently lead this final time frame matchup, winning last game by a final score of 1-0. Behind the they won last game because I can't remember what the score was. I think it was 1-0, but we'll definitely have to go back and see what happens. But anyway, The starters for game two are as follows. Ken Dryden will be in net for the Habs. Jim Ribnak will be in net for the Jets. And without further delay, let's get right into game two, shall we? Will the clock operator please start the clock? We're going to begin with a quality check between players, anybody on the ice for the Jets against player number 5. That's Pierre Bouchard. The quality we're looking for is hit. Oh, no current Jet is out there on the ice to win hit. So therefore, Bouchard will automatically win this one as we'll go right across from him with Frederick Olofsson as Bouchard will win the battle with hit. Herevnak was going to try to seal it up with a 1 or a 2 to score the empty net, to score on the play save. He won't, and the Habs take a 1-0 lead courtesy of Pierre Bouchard. 2 assists will be handed out on the play. Lemaire, and how about a Gainey? So a shock to begin game 2 of this final time frame matchup for this project between the Habs and the Jets. And we will move on to the next portion of this first segment of game 2. We got ourselves a quality check again for anybody on the ice for the Jets and player number 5 for the Habs. And we're looking for the quality of power. Pick your poison between anybody but Housley for power. How about we go with Evgeny Davidov, as he does have power to match Serge Savard, and both guys have power, and we will move on to the next segment here in this one. Home scoring chance of a 63. Home defense stop breakaway chance. Visitor goalie must make play save. All right, Ken Dryden needs to net a 5 or a 6 with a dot in order to make the stop. And he will do so. Nobody flips, and we will move on to the next segment. Oh, and it's a triple sixes. So again, nobody. This will be an injury to a visiting player. Let's see who is injured. 4. That's Bill Nyrop. Bill Nyrop is injured, so he'll be out for the remainder of the game, and that's going to be a no action result with Nyrop getting injured. Quality check between players 5 and 4. That's Housley and Lapointe. The quality we're looking for is skill. Both Housley and Lapointe have skill, so we will move on to the next segment here in this one. Home scoring chance of a 21. It reads, visitor goalie must make shot save, so a 2 or 3 with a dot will do so. Can't, and the Jets will get on the board. It's tied up at 1. Let's see who scored the goal. 9 will be the second best shot rating. The best out there is Zamnov. The second best is going to go to Shannon or Olofsson. I do want to keep Olofsson's assist star rating, so we're going to give that to Darren Shannon, as he will score the goal for the Jets. And 2 assists will be handed out on the play. How about Zamnov and Olofsson? So Shannon will score the goal from Zamnov and Olofsson, as that will wrap things up for that portion of the segment. And we will move on to the next portion here with a home scoring chance of a 65. And it reads, choice home player scores a goal. So we're going to roll the red die. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 will be an automatic reroll. 3. That's Mike Eagles. So Mike Eagles, he's kind of an odd hockey name, but I'm not going to joke about it. As Eagles will get the 2 to will give the Jets a 2-1 lead over the Habs, and 2 assists will be handed out on the play. Housley and Numanen will be the assists takers on the Mike Eagles goal. 2 down, 4 to go in this segment. Quality check between players 4 and 2. That's Dean Kennedy and Jimmy Roberts. The quality we're looking for is smart. It looks like Roberts is going to win this one as he does have smart. So he's going to be moving in on Urbnak as he needs to make a 1 or a 2 to stop the Roberts attempt. He won't. The game is tied up at 2, courtesy of Jimmy Roberts. And 2 assists will be handed out on the play. How about Savard and I do want to keep at least one triangle out there. So we're going to go with Savard and Wilson. With Savard getting the primary assist and Wilson getting the secondary. And we will stay put here in this segment with 3 down and 3 to go. Quality check between players 5 and anybody on the ice. Excuse me, not anybody. What am I saying? Players. I know it's the final time frame. It's actually going to be between players 5 and 2. That is Olofsson and Knoyer. The quality we're looking for is star. It looks like Knoyer is going to win this one as he does have stars, so he's going to be moving in on Herbnak to hopefully net a 1 or 2 to make the stop. He won't, and the Habs jump from behind to take a 3-2 lead. We have scored 4, only 2 more to go in this portion of the segment until the segment automatically ends. 10. So we got 2 assists. LaPointe and Shutt will be your assist takers on the Yvonne Knoyer goal, as the Habs jump back in front by a score of 3-2. 4 goals have been scored in this segment. Only 2 more to go until this segment automatically ends. Home scoring chance of a 15. Visitor goalie must make shot save. So Ken Dryden needs to net a 2 or 3 with a dot to make the stop. A 3 with a dot will do so, and the segment will automatically. The segment ends. Nobody flips, and we will move on to the next segment. We got ourselves a quality check between anybody on the ice for the Jets against player number 2. That's Mario Tremblay. The quality we're looking for is hit. The only 3 guys out there with hit are King, Domi, and Kennedy. I do want to keep that fight rating out there for Domi. So it's between King and Kennedy. Dot, it's King. And it will be King. So King will tie Mario Tremblay for hit, and we will move on to the next segment here in this one. Visitor scoring chance of a 24. It reads, home goalie must make spec save. So a 3 or a 4 with a dot will do so for Herbnak. It won't, and the Habs take a 4-2 lead. Let's see who scored the goal. 2, 4th best shot rating. So the best out there right now currently is a tie between Reesborough and Gainey. And that means tied for the 4th best is either Roberts, Bouchard, or Savard. We're going to have the red die decide. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Player number 3, that's Pierre Bouchard. So Pierre Bouchard will net the 4-2 goal for the Habs, unassisted. So Pierre Bouchard will score the goal unassisted, and 1 goal has been scored in this segment. Only 5 more to go as I play with a 6 goal cap per segment. Quality check between players 1 and 4. That's Savard and Tkachuk. The quality we're looking for is star. It looks like Savard is going to win this one as he does have star. So he's going to be moving in on Herbnack to hopefully make a one or a two to stop the attempt, which he will do so, and that will do it for this segment, and we will move on to the next one. Quality check between players 5 and 2. That is Ullison and Roberts. The quality we're looking for is smart. Both players have smart, and that is going to do it for the second period here in game 2 of this final time frame matchup. After 40 minutes of play in game 2, your score stands at Montreal 4, Winnipeg 2. Home score, excuse me, not home scoring chance. Sorry, a visitor scoring chance, I should say, of a 65. Visitor defense stop, breakaway chance. Home goalie must make a spec save. So Jim Herbnack needs to make a 3 or 4 with a dot to make the spectacular save. A 5 will not do it, as the Habs will take a 5-2 lead. Let's see who scored the goal. 8, player with the best shot rating. So the best out there right now is Yvon Canoyer. So Yvon Canoyer is going to take the goal. I believe that's his second of the game. And 2 assists will be handed out on the play. Lapointe and Riesborough will assist Yvon Canoyer on the 5-2 lead for the Habs. And we will stay put here in this third period, the first segment of the third period, with a quality check between players 1 and 2. That's Shannon and Tremblay. The quality we're looking for is speed. It looks like Tremblay is going to win this one, as he does have speed. So therefore, he's going to be moving in on Herbnack to hopefully net a 1 or 2 to stop it. And he will do so, and that is going to be it for that segment, and we will move on to the next one. Quality check between players 4 and 2. That is Kennedy and Roberts. The quality we're looking for is star. Neither player has star, and we will move on to the next segment. Penalty check between anybody on the ice for the Jets against player number 4. That's Serge Savard. Ooh, 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 ooh. Hmm. Well, either way, dot, we tie, or blank, Montreal is going to go on the power play. Dot, we tie. So Montreal is going to go on the power play. So it's between either King, Domi, or Steen. How about we go with this? We'll do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It looks like Steen will head off to the box, as Serge Savard is going to be moving in on Jim Herbnack to hopefully net a 1 or a 2 on the play save. He won't, and the Habs take a 6-2 lead over the Jets, courtesy of Serge Savard on the power play. 2 assists. Mahavlich and Gainey will assist Serge Savard on the power play goal attempt. And we will move on to the next one. Or excuse me, move on to the next portion, I should say, of this segment. Quality check. This time it'll be between players 5 and 2. Housley and Canoyer. The quality we're looking for is speed. Both Canoyer and Housley have speed, and that is going to be it for this segment. And we will move on to the final segment of Game 2 here in this final time frame matchup. Penalty check between players 2 and 3. That's Domi and Lemaire. It looks like Domi is going to go to the box, as Lemaire is going to skate in on Jim Herbnack to hopefully net a 1 or 2 on the play save. And he does so. That's going to do it. Stop the clock. So in a heated battle here for game 2 of this time frame matchup, the Habs will take a 2-0 time frame advantage over the 1992-93 Winnipeg Jets. With that being said, thank you so much for tuning in to game 2 of this time frame matchup between the Habs and the Jets. If you liked what you saw, a like is very much appreciated. Also a comment is optional if you want to leave a question on how this game or where can you get a copy, or like if you want to leave anything in the comments section, but please stay on topic and no derogatory language. If you want to order yourself a copy of the game, I left the link in the description box below to this game, as well as or excuse me, not no, I'm sorry. I left the I left the link to order yourself a copy of the game down below in the description box below. Keith Avalon really does make really nice games. I'm not going to lie, he really does. So therefore, after 2 games have been played in this final time frame matchup, your time frame score stands at 2-0, and we will hopefully see you very soon. If you're watching this on the single game playlist for game 3 coming up in this time frame matchup, but if you're tuning into this game on the full time frame playlist, do not go anywhere because game 3 will be coming up very shortly, right after we take a look at the Bitty Beer game summary presented by your favorite Bitty Beer products. If you do choose to drink Bitty Beer, please remember to drink responsibly. As always, it has big taste at a bitty price. It's Bitty Beer. Thank you so much for tuning in. And once again, the final score here for game 2, the Habs take a 2-0 time frame advantage, winning it over the 92-93 Winnipeg Jets by a final of 6-2. And welcome back to the channel, everybody, as we get set for game 3 of this final time frame matchup between the 76-77 Habs and the 92-93 Winnipeg Jets. Currently, your time frame score stands at 2-0 in the advantage of the 76-77 Montreal Canadiens within this final time frame matchup. And again, we do want to remind every one of you that the Hockey Blast Express Hour will make its debut this October. Make sure you stay tuned for that coming up this fall and for the 2025-26 National Hockey League's regular season. A new episode will premiere every Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern. With that being said, let's get right into game 3 of this final time frame matchup. Your starting netminders are going to be Bob Essenza against Michel Larocque. And let's get right into things with 36 minutes and 47 seconds left on the clock. Let's get right into game 3. Will the clock operator please start the clock? We're going to begin with a home scoring chance of a 33. Home player in 1, that is Wilson. He creates a goal with a quality roll of hit or a triangle. Wilson does not have hit, neither does he have a triangle, so therefore it will be a no action result, and we will move on to the next segment here in this one. Quality check between players 3 and 4, that's Lemaire and Numanen. The quality we're looking for is hit. Neither Lemaire or Numanen have hit, and we will move on to the next segment here in this one. Sorry, I'm just dropping cards everywhere. There we go. And we continue. Oh, it's an injury to a home player. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 will be a reroll. Or excuse me, the 6 will be the goalie. 3, Doug Riesborough. So Doug Riesborough will sit out for the remainder of this one, but he will probably be back for Game 4 of this time frame matchup. And with that, no action comes across because of the injury, and we will move on to the next segment. Penalty check between players 2 for the Jets against anybody on the ice for the Habs. It looks like we could tie or go on the or the Jets can go on the power play, or the Habs can go on the power play here. Let's roll the red die. 1-2, the Jets go on the power play. 3-4, we tie. 5-6, Montreal goes on the power play. And Montreal will go on the power play. So Teemu Selanne is going to go to the box as John Van Boxmeer is going to win this penalty check. As Van Boxmeer will skate in on Asenza to hopefully make a 1 and only a 1 on the play save. He can't, and the Montreal Canadiens take a 1-0 lead courtesy of John Van Boxmeer on the power play. 1 assist will be handed out, and that's going to go to Shutt. We'll give it to Steve Shutt. So Van Boxmeer will score the goal from Steve Shutt. And Selanne needs to flip. And we will move on to the next portion of this segment with another penalty check. This time it'll be between players 3 and 2, Mahavlich and Eriksson. Both Mahavlich and Eriksson have the same penalty rating of 0.5, and nothing will do something there. And that's going to be it for the first period here at the Forum in Montreal for Game 3 between the Habs and the Jets, with the Habs in front 1-0. Quality check. This time it'll be between both players in 4, Kennedy and Nairop for power. Both players have power, and we will move on to the next segment here in this one. Penalty check between Lemaire and anybody on the ice for the Jets. At this rate, it's too obvious to give them the power play again. So I think we're going to tie. So it's going to be between Numminen and Olofsson. I think we're going to give it to Olofsson, as both guys have the same penalty rating of 0.5. And we will move on to the next segment here in this one. Quality check between double box. It's a double box car. So what I do for this, I look at the home side first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is a reroll. Player number 1, that's Bob Gainey, against player number 2, that's Evgeny Davidov. The quality we're looking for is skill. Both Gainey and Davidov have skill. So that is going to be it for this segment, and we will move on to the next one. Penalty check between players 2 and 1. That's Tremblay and King. It looks like Chris King is going to go to the box, as Mario Tremblay is going to go to move in on Bob Asenza, as he needs to make it 1 and only a 1 in order to make the stop. He can't, and Mario Tremblay scores the game's second goal and this time it's on the power play, courtesy of Mario Tremblay. 2 assists will be handed out on the play. Mahavlich and how about Wilson? So Tremblay will score the goal from Mahavlich getting the first assist, and Maury Wilson getting the secondary assist. And he needs to flip. And it's 2-0 Habs as we continue on in this segment. Quality check between players 5 and 2. The quality we're looking for is hits. The player in question is going to be Bouchard and Selanne. Bouchard is going to win this one, as he does have hit. So he's going to be moving in on Bob Asenza to hopefully net a 1 and only a 1 for the play save. He won't, and it's 3-0, courtesy of Montreal. Pierre Bouchard, as he scores his, I believe, we'll see if the stats tell. Um, 8, so that's 2 assists. Lemaire and Shutt will assist Pierre Bouchard on the 3-0 lead, and the Jets coach calls timeout. As opens one needs to flip. There we go. And he's thinking about taking the goalie out, but if he gives up one more goal, he's going to have to do so. Home scoring chance of a 54. Visitor defense player in 5, that is John Van Boxmeer. He stops. Oh, excuse me, that's Phil Housley. I'm sorry. He stops a Montreal goal opportunity with a quality roll of skill or a square. Although he does not have a square, he does have skill well enough to stop the Montreal goal barrage. And we will move on to the third period with the score: Montreal 3, Winnipeg nothing. Quality check between players 1 and 2. That is Gainey and Erickson. The quality we're looking for is speed. It looks like Gainey and Erickson both have speed, and we will move on to the next segment here in this one. Quality check between players 2 and 3. That's Roberts and Eagles. The quality we're looking for is hit. Oh, Mike Eagles is going to win this one, as he does have hits. Is he going to score the game? Is he going to score the Jets' first goal on the road in this time frame? A 1, 2, 3, a 4, or 5 with a dot will not do so. It will not do so, as Michel Larocque keeps the Jets all knotted up at 0 apiece, at 0 all around. And we will move on to the next segment here in this one. Penalty check between players 3 and 5. That's Mahavlich and Olsen. It looks like Mahavlich and Olsen will have the same penalty rating of 0.5. And we will move on to the next segment here in this one. We got ourselves a quality check. This time it'll be between players, anybody on the ice for the Habs, and player number 3, that is Thomas Steen. The quality we're looking for is hit. The only guy out there with hit to win it is Yvon Cournoyer for the Habs. So he's going to be moving in on Essenza to hopefully net a 1 and only a 1 on the play save. He can't do so, and it's 4-0, courtesy of Yvon Cournoyer. 1 assist will be handed out on the play. Jacques Lemaire will assist Mr. Yvon Cournoyer on the 4-0 tally for the Habs. And folks, it ain't looking too good for the 92-93 Winnipeg Jets in this one. Visitor scoring chance of a 34. Visitor player in 1, that's Numanen. He creates a goal with a quality roll of hit or a triangle. Oh, man, and that's going to be the game. Stop the clock. Numanen does not have a triangle. Neither does he have hit. That is going... Oh, wait a second. Excuse me. Player in 1. I'm sorry. Player in 1. That is Kachuk. The quality we're looking for is hit. So... hang on, keep the clock going here for a second. The quality is hit, even though Kachuk does not have a triangle, he does have hit. So he's going to be moving in on Michel Larocque to hopefully net a 4 or 5 with a dot to keep this thing going. He does. Now stop the clock. Oh man, I just caught myself from making a mistake there. So as the Habs will win game 3 and take a 3-0 time frame advantage, as they need to win the next game in order to secure the final time frame win of this project. With that being said, thank you so much for tuning in to today's action between the 76-77 Habs and the 92-93 Winnipeg Jets. If you liked what you saw, a like is very much appreciated, as well as a subscription to the channel as well. Is optional, but it's not mandatory, but it is optional. And if you do subscribe, please make sure you turn on that notifications bell so that way you don't miss out on anything new that I may post here on my channel, including the Hockey Blast Express Hour, which will make its debut here on my channel this October. If you are tuning into this game on the single game playlist for this project, don't go anywhere because coming up very shortly after the premiere of this video for Game 3, Game 4 will be up very shortly. With that, if you are tuning into this game on the full time frame playlist, I should say, do not go anywhere because Game 4 will be coming up very shortly after we take a look at the Biddy Beer game summary for Game 3 presented by your favorite Biddy Beer products. If you do choose to drink Biddy Beer, please remember to always drink responsibly. As always, it has big taste at a Biddy price. It's Biddy Beer. And once again, thank you so much for tuning in. Once again, the final score here for Game 3. The 76-77 Habs take a commanding 3-0 time frame advantage, winning Game 3 by a final score of 4-0. Welcome back to the channel, everybody, as we get set for Game 4, this final time frame matchup between the 76-77 Montreal Canadiens and the 1992-93 Winnipeg Jets. Currently, the Habs lead this final time frame, winning the first 3 games to the Jets winning none. The stage is set for Game 4 for the Habs to secure the final time frame of this project. If they be victorious here, they will have at least a couple more chances to secure the final time frame for this project, and if they do so, it would be their 21st time frame victory of this project. With that being said, let's get right into Game 4. Michel Larocque will be in net for the Habs, as Rob Essenza will be in net for the Jets. With that being said, let's get right into Game 4 with 26 minutes and 18 seconds left on the clock. Will the clock operator please start the clock? We're going to begin this game with a quality check between players 2 and 5. That's Davidov and John Van Boxmeer. The quality we're looking for is star. Neither Davidov or Van Boxmeer has star, and we will move on to the next segment here in this one. I'm going triple three, so this is going to be a critical face-off, and it looks like we got Jarvis at a 60, and we'll have Barnes take this one. It looks like Jarvis is going to win the critical face-off, as he will move in on Rob Senza to hopefully net a 1 or 2 on the play save, which he will do so to keep this game right where it's at, of a scoreless tie. And we will move on to the next segment. Home scoring chance of a 42, and it reads, any home player with a triangle creates a goal. You bet we got contenders, Housley and Solani. I think I'm going to get this goal attempt to Teemu Solani, as he will skate on into Michel Larocque to hopefully net a 5 or a 6 with a dot to make the stop. A 6 with a blank won't do it. Teemu scores the goal for the Jets. Two assists will be handed out on the play. Housley and Numminen will be the assist takers on the Teemu Solani goal. And the Jets are up 1-0. We stay put in this segment with a quality check. This time it'll be between players 3 and 1. That's Eagles and Wilson. The quality we're looking for is hit. It looks like Eagles is going to win this one as he does have hits. So he's going to be moving in on Michelle Larocque to hopefully net a 5 or a 6 with a dot to make the stop. And he will do so to keep this game within reach for the Habs to come back and win this and hopefully win this one to secure the time frame matchup. Home scoring chance of a 44. It reads, any home player with a power play circle star symbol creates a power play goal. Oh, we just had one with Teemu Selanne. Nobody out there for the Jets currently has the quality, so therefore it's going to be a no action result, and that's going to do it for the first period here. For the final game for game 4 of this final time frame matchup, as the Jets take a 1-0 lead into the second period over the 76-77 Montreal Canadiens. We begin the second with a quality check between players 4 and 3. That's Kennedy and Lemaire. The quality we're looking for is hit. It looks like Dean Kennedy is going to win this one as he does have hit. So therefore, he's going to be moving in on Michelle Larocque to hopefully net a 5 or a 6 with a dot to make the stop. And he does so to keep this game right where it's at of 1-0, well within reach for the Habs to come back and hopefully win this time frame this game to secure the time frame. Quality check. Oh, okay. Double boxcars. So we look at the home side first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is a reroll. 4, that's Numanen, and he's going to go up against Pierre Bouchard. The quality is smart. Both Numanen and Bouchard have smart, and we will move on to the next segment here in this one. Quality check between anybody on the ice for the Jets against player number 2. That's Mario Tremblay. The quality we're looking for is star. The only Jet out there with star is Thomas Steen. So Steen is going to win that one as he does have star. So he's going to move in on Michelle Larocque to hopefully net a 5 or a 6 with a dot to make the stop. And he does so to keep this game right within reach of 1-0. As the Jets are shaking their heads, saying, how do we get a goal past this guy without our best guy out there, Teemu Selanne, out on the ice? So we continue on with the next segment of a quality check. I almost said penalty check. Yikes. Between anybody on the ice for the Jets against player number 2, that's Jimmy Roberts. The quality we're looking for is smart. The only 2 guys out there with smart is Eriksson and Olsson. I do want to keep that square out there just in case. So we're going to go with Brian Eriksson. So both Eriksson and Roberts have smart, and we will move on to the next segment here in this one. We begin the third with a quality check between both players in 1. That's Romaniuk and Steve Shutt. The quality we're looking for is skill. Romaniuk and Shutt both have skill, as we will move on to the next segment here in this one. Another quality check. This time it'll be between players 5 and anybody on the ice for the Habs. The quality we're looking for is smart. Player 5 is Olsson. And if you want to get a guy out the ice, you may as well go after either Gainey or Savard. Or sorry, not Savard. Sorry, Cournoyer. It'll be Cournoyer. And it will be Cournoyer. So Olsson will tie Yvonne Cournoyer with Smart. And we will move on to the next segment here in this one. Quality check between players 5 and 2. That is Housley and Tremblay. The quality we're looking for is skill. Both Housley and Tremblay have skill, and we will move on to the next segment here in this one. Home scoring chance of a 42. Any home player with a triangle creates a goal. You bet we do. We have Frederick Olofsson to that has the triangle, so he's going to move in on Michel Larocque to hopefully net a 5 or a 6 with a dot to make the stop. And he does so, and we are going to go to the empty net mini chart for the first time in this time frame. 9. The game is over. Stop the clock. At long last, the Winnipeg Jets of 1992-93 will secure a victory in this time frame. The shutout for the Habs, the shutout of the time frame for the Habs is gone, but they did get shut out here in Game 4 by a final score of 1-0. With that being said, thank you so much for tuning in to Game 4 of this time frame matchup between the 1976-77 Montreal Canadiens and the 1992-93 Winnipeg Jets. If you liked what you saw, a like is very much appreciated, as well as a comment is also optional but not mandatory. But please, if you do post a comment in the comment section, please stay on topic and no derogatory language. If you are tuning into this game on the single game playlist for this project, stay tuned later today for Game 5 to come up very shortly after this video premieres. If you are tuning into this game on the full time frame playlist, stay tuned. Coming up next after the Biddy Bear game summary for Game 4 presented by your favorite Biddy Bear products, we will have game number 5. With that being said, thank you so much for tuning in. Once again, the final score: the Jets hold off the time frame sweep, winning their first game of the time frame, but the Avs still take a 3-1 time frame advantage, as the Jets will win it by a final of 1-0 behind Bob Essenza's shutout over the 76-77 Montreal Canadiens. Welcome back to the channel, everybody, as we get set for game number 5 of this time frame matchup between the 76-77 Montreal Canadiens and the 1992-93 Winnipeg Jets. As you guys can tell, the Jets won the last game by winning it by a final score of 1-0, as they stopped Montreal's attempt from sweeping the time frame, and it's still Montreal's time frame to lose as we get set for Game 5 of this matchup. Your starting netminders for this game will be Michel Larocque from Montreal, and Jim Hrivnak will be in net for the Jets. And without further delay, let's get right into Game 5. Will the clock operator please start the clock? We're going to begin with a quality check between players 3 and 1. That is Riesborough and King. The quality we're looking for is skill. Neither Riesborough nor King have skill, and we will move on to the next segment here in this one. We got ourselves a home scoring chance of a 16. Visitor goalie must make shot save, so 1 will do it for Jim Hrivnak. It won't, as the Habs will get on the board. Whoops, that's the visitor. There we go. 1-0 will be the score for the Habs. Let's see who scored the goal. 9. Excuse me. That's the second best shot rating. So the best is a tie between Jarvis and Gainey. The second best is a tie between Roberts and Savard. Both have a square. It's Roberts. And it will be Savard scoring the goal with 2 assists coming out on the play. How about How about Jarvis and Van Boxmeer will assist Serge Savard on the ice-breaking goal for the Habs, and we will move on to the next segment here in this one, or excuse me, the next portion, I should say. Quality check between both players in four. That's Nyrop and Kennedy. The quality we're looking for is power. Both Nyrop and Kennedy have power, and we will move on to the next segment here in this one. We got ourselves a quality check between anybody on the ice for the Habs against player number 5. That is Phil Housley. The quality we're looking for is star. Pick your poison between Savard, Lemaire, and Gainey. Well, if you want to get a guy off the ice with all the qualities, it has to be Gainey. So Bob Gainey has star, as so does Phil Housley. So both guys have star, and we will move on to the next segment here in this first period of Game 5. We got ourselves a quality check. This time it'll be between players 2 and 3. That is Roberts and Barnes. The quality we're looking for is star. Neither Roberts nor Barnes have star, and that's going to do it for the first period here in this one, but not before the Habs take a 1-0 lead after the first 20 minutes of game number 5. Home scoring chance of a 61. Any visitor player with a circle prevents a power play goal. Yes, Numanen or Olassen will have the square printed out, or excuse me, the circle printed out on their cards. I do want to keep at least the square out there just in case. So Olassen or Lawson will if I'm saying it right. If I do butcher it, I do apologize. Will stop the Montreal goal attempt, and we will move on to the next segment. Quality check between players 2 and anybody on the ice for the Jets. The quality we're looking for is power. Pick your poison between Kachuk, Davidov, and Numanen. Again, I do want to keep that square out there just in case. So it's down between Kachuk and Davidov. It will be Kachuk. And it will be Davidov. So between both guys in 2, they both have power. And we will move on to the next segment here in this one. Quality check between both players in 4. That's Numanen and Savard. The quality we're looking for is skill. Both Savard and Numanen both have skill. And we will move on to the next segment here in this one. Quality check again. This time it'll be between players, anybody on the ice for the Habs against player number 3. That is Mike Eagles. The quality is hit. The only 3 guys out there with hit are Tremblay, Nyrop, and Bouchard. Nyrop just came up, so just between Bouchard and Tremblay, it will be Tremblay. And it will be Bouchard. So both Bouchard and Eagles both have hit, and that is going to do it for this segment. And after 40 minutes of play here in the books, the Habs are countering the Jets with a 1-0 win, with a 1-0 lead of their own after 40 minutes have been played. Quality check between both players in 1. That's Wilson and Kachuk. The quality is power. It looks like Keith Kachuk's going to win that one, as he does have power. So he's going to skate on into Michel Larocque to hopefully net a 4 or 5 with a dot to make the stop. He can't, and the Jets will get on the board courtesy of Keith Kachuk. 2 assists will come out on the play. Housley, and you know what? Housley and Steen. I'm going to be playing the devil's hand here. and keeping Solani out there just in case if a certain power play circle star symbol result pops up on the score charts. And nope, Wilson needs to flip it as well. Here we go. Oh, and sorry about that. It's still the 5th minute of the third. Give me 1 second here. We are knotted up at 1 apiece. There we go. Penalty check. This time around, I mistakenly clicked time when I should have hit no time. But we're back on track with a with a penalty check between players 1 and 3. Shutt and Barnes, both guys have the same penalty rating of 0.5, and we will move on to the next segment here in this one. We got ourselves a visitor scoring chance of a 46. Any visitor player with a power play circle star symbol creates a power play goal. You bet I kept the right guy out there. Teemu Solani does have that symbol printed on his card, so he's going to be moving in on Michel Larocque to hopefully net a 4 or 5 with a dot to make the stop. He can't, and the Jets take a 2-1 lead courtesy of Teemu Solani. And 1 assist will be coming out on the play. How about Fredrik Olsson? Olsson will get the primary assist from Teemu Solani. We stay put in the segment with another visitor scoring chance. This time it's a 22. Home goalie must make shot saves, so 1 or 2 will do so for Michel Larocque. It won't, and it's 3-1 Jets. Oh my goodness. Let's see who scored the goal. 6. Player with the best shot rating. So the best out there is going to be Phil Housley. Yes, it's going to be Phil Housley scoring the goal. So he will be assisted by Eagles and Erickson. So Housley from Eagles and Erickson are your assist takers here for the Jets, and it's 3-1, and we stay put. 2 down, 4 to go. Another visitor scoring chance. My gosh, what's going on here? 51, home player in 1. That's Bob Gainey. He stops a goal with a quality roll of skill or a square. He does have skill, and he does have both well enough to stop. The Jets rally here, and we will move on to the next segment. Quality check between players 5 and 2. That's Van Boxmeer and Davidov. The quality we're looking for is skill. It looks like Evgeny Davidov will win that one as he does have skill printed on his card. So therefore, he will move in on Michel Larocque to hopefully net a 4 or 5 with a dot to make the stop. He won't, and the Jets take a 4-1 lead. My God, courtesy of Evgeny Davidov. 2 assists will be handed out on the play. Olsson and Steen will be the 2 assist takers on the goal by Evgeny Davidov, with Olsson getting the primary assist and Steen getting the secondary assist. Man, where did the Jets come from all this time? Yeesh. Oh yeah, it was Van Boxmeer. We stay put. Oh, and it's an automatic power play goal for the home team. So not so fast, my friends. Let's see who scored it. 5 choice players. So again, we'll roll the die. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is a reroll. 1, that's Maury Wilson. So Maury Wilson will score the power play goal for the Habs. And 2 assists will come out on the play. Lemaire and Tremblay. We'll say Wilson scoring the goal from Jacques Lemaire, getting the primary assist, and Mario Tremblay getting the secondary assist. We stay put. We got ourselves, a visitor scoring chance of 61. Any home player with a square stops a Winnipeg goal. You bet we got takers. Roberts and Nyrop. Well, Roberts just came up, so we're going to give the automatic save to Bill Nyrop, as Nyrop will stop the Winnipeg attempt to score another goal, and we will move on to the next segment. Quality check between anybody on the ice for the Habs against player number one. That's Romaniuk. The quality is power. Either way, the Romaniuk's not going to win this one, as we will pick your as it will be a pick your poison time between Shutt, Roberts, Riesborough, Savard, or Bouchard. Let's have the red die decide. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is a reroll. Player number 3, that's Doug Riesborough. So Doug Riesborough will win the battle between Romaniuk for power, as he will skate on into Jim Hrivnak to hopefully net a 1 and exactly a 1 on the play save. And he does so. Wow. Oh my goodness. What a way to save his teammate from losing that quality check battle. And I do believe that is it. Stop the clock. Oh my goodness. So the Jets in this game come from nowhere to score 4, possibly maybe 3 to 4 unanswered goals to win it 4-2. Oh man. I believe it is either 2 or 3 unanswered, but we'll say the assist, or excuse me, we'll have the stats decide on how it's going to play out. So with that being said, thank you so much for tuning in to Game 5 of this time frame matchup between the 1976-77 Montreal Canadiens and the 1992-93 Winnipeg Jets, as the Jets creep ever closer to tie up this time frame with 6:22 left on the clock. Well, first and foremost, I do want to thank you so much for tuning in since day one of this project. It has been such a blast doing this. I cannot thank you guys so much for watching and tuning into the games. And you guys have proved that this game really does make its mark here on my channel. Well, with that being said, we got one more game to go before this project ends. It's either going to end up a tie at 3 apiece, or Montreal winning it by a final of 4-2. With that being said, if you are tuning into this game on the single game time frame playlist, please make sure that you tune in after this video has concluded. This portion of the video for the video for Game 5 of this time frame on the single game playlist is done. Be sure to tune in for Game 6 to see what happens in the final game of this project. If you are tuning into this broadcast on the full time frame playlist, don't go anywhere, because the project finale, Game 6, will be coming up right after we take a look at the Biddy Beer game summary presented by your favorite Biddy Beer products. So if you do choose to drink Biddy Beer, please remember to always drink responsibly. As always, it has big taste at a Biddy price. It's Biddy Beer. Once again, thank you so much for tuning in. And once again, the final score here for Game 5 of this final time frame matchup. The Jets win their second game of the time frame, winning it by a final score of 4-2. Final time in this project, I bid you welcome back to the channel as we get set for the final game of this time frame matchup between the 76-77 Montreal Canadiens and the 1992-93 Winnipeg Jets. And as a reminder, whatever happens in this game, it was worth for me playing out to give you guys entertainment. With that being said, thank you so much for tuning in to the entirety of this project. I know it was short, but with the hockey season about to wrap up in a couple of weeks, um, or in a couple of days, or whenever this video goes out, um, I would have changed nothing in the world, but I really do wanted to get more projects, like including the Hockey Blast Express Hour that I've been promoting during this time frame of the project. That the Hockey Blast Express Hour will make its debut on my channel this coming October. We are shooting for um, uh, an October 8th premiere for the Hockey Blast Express Hour, and tapings will get underway during the baseball season for the show. With that being said, it's about time we figure out if the Jets are going to tie up this final time frame, or the Habs are going to take and win the final time frame and make it 21 out of 28. With that being said, let's get right into it. Ken Dryden is starting in net for the Habs, and Bob Asenza will be in net for the Jets. And with 6 minutes and 22 seconds left on the clock, this might well be the finale of this project. It was sure a blast, but let's get right into it. For the final time, will the clock operator please start the clock? We're going to begin this final game of the project with a quality check between players 5 and 3. That's Housley and Jarvis. The quality we're looking for is star. Both Housley and Jarvis have star, and we will move on to the next segment here in this one. Penalty check between players 1 and 2. That's King and Roberts. It looks like Chris King is going to go to the box, as Jimmy Roberts will move in on Bob Asenza to hopefully net a 1 or a 2 to make the stop. And with a 1, he will do so to keep this game right where it's at, of 1 apiece. And again, we want to reset the things here. If the Jets win, this time frame will end in a tie. If the Habs win, the time frame will end in in a victorious effort from Montreal. Uh, we got ourselves a visitor scoring chance of a 51. Home player in 1, that's Keith Tkachuk. He stops a Montreal goal opportunity with a quality roll of hit or a square. Either way, he does not have a square, but he does have hit well enough to stop the Montreal goal attempt. And that will do it for that segment, and we will move on to the next one. Home scoring chance of a 56. Any visitor player with a square stops a home goal. Yes, Serge Savard does have the square, and that is going to be it for the first period in a tight project finale here, as we get set to move on to the second period here for game 6 with a quality check between players 3 and 2. That's Barnes and Canoyer. The quality is power. Canoyer does have power, so he's going to move in on Bob Asenza, as he needs to net a 1 or a 2 to stop the Canoyer goal attempt. He won't, and the Habs take a 1-0 lead, courtesy of Yvonne Canoyer. 2 assists will come out on the play. Lemaire and Schutt will assist Yvonne on the 1-0 ice-breaking goal here in the project finale of this 1976-77 Montreal Canadiens Gauntlet Challenge. We stay put with a 45. Oh, Barnes needs to flip. Quality check between players 4 and 5. That is Kennedy and Bouchard. The quality is hit. Both Kennedy and Bouchard have hit, and we will move on to the next segment here in this one. Penalty check between both players in 2. It looks like Tremblay is going to go to the box as Teemu Solani will move in on Ken Dryden to hopefully net a 5 or a 6 with a dot to make the stop. A 6 with a blank won't do it. That is a power play goal courtesy of Teemu Solani. 1 assist will be handed out on the play. That will be. I think we're going to give it to Frederick Olason. Solani from Freddie Olason will be your game-tying goal-scoring stat line presented by Doc Cola, the official cola drink of the Play Games community and of the 1976-77 Montreal Canadiens Gauntlet Challenge project. Home scoring chance of a 13. Visitor goalie must make play save. A 5 or a 6 with a dot will do so. A 5 will do so, and we will move on to the next segment. Nobody flips. Visitor scoring chance of a 34. Visitor player in 1, that's Bob Gainey. He creates a goal opportunity with a quality roll of hit or a triangle. Although Gainey does not have a triangle, he does have hit. So therefore, he's going to move in on Bob Asenza to hopefully net a 1 or a 2 to stop it. He will do so to keep this game knotted up at 1 apiece here in the project finale game of this time frame matchup. Penalty check between players 4 and 2. That is Numanen and Tremblay was used earlier. I just realized. So it's going to be Jimmy Roberts. Not the quality. Sorry. Both guys have the same penalty rating of 0.5, and we will move on to the next segment here in this one. We begin the final period of the project with a visitor scoring chance of a 46. Any visitor player with a power play circle star symbol creates a power play goal. No, I don't see that symbol out there for Montreal, so that's going to be a no action result, and we will move on to the next segment. We got ourselves a quality check between players 1 and 4. That is Nyrop and Romanyuk. The quality is skill. Both Romanyuk and Nyrop have skill, and we will move on to the next segment here in this one. Quality check between both players in 1. That's Wilson and King. The quality is skill. Wilson has skill, and he's going to move in on Bob Asenza to hopefully net a 1 or a 2 to stop it. He does so. Heart-pounding action. Man, I am telling you, this game is turning into a project finale that I have envisioned. Oh, man, when I first started this. We got ourselves another quality check, this time between players 3 and 2. That's Eagles and Cournoyer. The quality is power. Cournoyer will win that one over Eagles as he does have power. So he's going to be moving in on Bob Asenza to hopefully net a 1 or a 2 to stop it. He won't, and the Habs will take a 2-1 lead, courtesy of Yvonne Cournoyer. 2 assists will be handed out on the play. Shut and we'll say Reesboro. So Cournoyer from Shut and Reesboro, and the go-ahead goal has been scored by the Habs. Man, oh man. The Jets need this next goal to tie. Visitor scoring chance 63. Any home player with a circle prevents a power play goal. No, unfortunately, Eagles needs to flip. Hold on. I forgot Eagles was used. Yeah, so other than the flip, no, nobody has a circle, and that is probably going to be it, folks. 3-1 will seal it. As we continue on to this game here, let's see who scored the goal for Montreal. 6, player with the best shot rating. It's a tie between Gainey, Jarvis, and Savard. Oh, actually, no, it's between Tremblay. Oh, actually, no, six. It's player with the best shot rating. That's actually Mario Tremblay. So Mario Tremblay will score the goal. Two assists will come out on the play. Savard and Gainey will assist Tremblay on the 3-1 tally. And folks, Montreal is well on their way to winning this time frame matchup. Quality check between players 5 and 1. That's Housley and Wilson. The quality is smart. Both have smart. Stop the clock. Oh man, what a game. And in this finale, the Montreal Canadiens will win it. This project and this time frame by winning game 6 to take this time frame, their 21st time frame of this project, by winning 4 games to 2, winning it in game 6 by a final of 3-1. Man, oh man, the Winnipeg really had a chance here to come back and tie things up, or have a chance to come back in this one. But unfortunately, all good things must come to an end, and so has this project. So thank you so much for tuning in to the entirety. If you've been with us through the entirety of this project, or if you just started following since maybe time frame, I don't know, 10-ish around there, or just now, a big thank you to all of you for watching. And of course, um, for all of the Play Games community members that watch this, and to all of you that just found out or just found some good stuff to watch here on my channel. I am hoping to bring some more of that to the channel with the Hockey Blast Express Hour, and of course, with other projects that I may post here on my channel. Well, once again, thank you so much for tuning in to this time frame, this final time frame of the project of the 1976-77 Montreal Canadiens Gauntlet Challenge project between the 76-77 Montreal Canadiens and the 1992-93 Winnipeg Jets. Stay tuned for the Biddy Beer game summary as well as the Biddy Beer time frame summary coming up next. Here coming up, or excuse me, yes, so coming up next. With that in mind, thank you for tuning in. Once again, your final score as we sign off here for the 1976-77 Montreal Canadiens Gauntlet Challenge project. The Habs take their 21st time frame, winning it 4 games to 2 by winning game 6 by a final score of 3-1. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, evening, or wherever you may be watching this. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in to the final time frame matchup of this 1976-77 Montreal Canadiens Gauntlet Challenge between the 76-77 Habs and the 1992-93 Winnipeg Jets.